Hello, today I'm looking at the Apannaka Sutta, which is translated as the incontrovertible teaching by Bhikkhus Bodhi, and I've sectioned it into different parts because it's quite long, and this is part 3, which is the doctrine of non-causality. The first part dealt with the doctrine of nihilism, the second part, the doctrine of non-doing, and this part, the doctrine of non-causality. Now, the location is the Kosalan country at the Brahmin village of Sala, and the people involved are Buddha with his Sangha and the Brahmin householders of the village of Sala. Now, Buddha carries on with his talk, and he's saying, householders, there are some recluses and Brahmins whose view is this: there is no cause or condition for the defilement of beings. Beings are defiled without cause or condition. There is no cause or condition for the purification of beings. Beings are purified without cause or condition. There is no power, no energy, no manly strength, no manly endurance. All beings are without mastery, power and energy. They are moulded by destiny, circumstance and nature. They experience pleasure and pain in 6 classes. Now, this mention of 6 classes, according to Bhikkhus Bodhi's footnote, the 6 classes are 6 gradations of human beings according to their level of spiritual development. And the word used is abhijati. And each gradation is named after a colour. And this is from the Journal of Buddhist Studies, and states that the 6 colours are black, kanha bijati, and that's for hunters, fishermen, thieves and executioners. Brown, which is the nila bijati, and that's for believers in karma and karya, that is Buddhist monks. And the red colour is lahita bijati, and that's for Niganthas, the followers of Jainism. And yellow is halida bhajati, which is the lay devotees of Achilaka, and the naked ascetics. And the white colour is sukha bijati, and these are the ajivakas, male or female sect followers. So the non-causality is expressed by the Ajivaki sect, which existed, I understand, up until about the 15th or 16th century of the Common Era, before it died out. And the last of the colours, or 6 classes, is the ultra-white, the Parama Sukha Bijati. And this is the 3 holy Ajivakas, and by name they are Nanda Bacha, Samkacha and Mokala Gosala. So that's the background to this gradation by class. So continuing back to the conversation from Buddha, Buddha then states the opposite view. For some Brahmins and recluses, there is cause and condition for the defilement of beings. Beings are defiled owing to cause and condition. The same for purification, power, energy, manly strength and endurance. It is not the case that all beings, all living things, all creatures, all souls are without mastery, power and energy, all that moulded by destiny, circumstances and nature. They experience pleasure and pain in 6 classes. Now, for those recluses and Brahmins who hold to the view there is no cause or condition for the defilement of beings, it is to be expected they will avoid the 3 wholesome states, namely good bodily conduct, good verbally conduct and good mental conduct. That, in fact, they will practice the 3 unwholesome states, namely bodily misconduct, verbal misconduct and mental misconduct. And why is that? Because these good recluses and Brahmins do not see the danger, degradation and defilement in unwholesome states, nor do they see the blessing of renunciation, the aspect of cleansing in wholesome states. So, since there actually is causality, one who holds the view there is no causality holds wrong view, wrong intention, and makes wrong speech if he speaks of non-causality. He is opposed to those arahants who hold to the doctrine of causality. One who convinces another there is no causality convinces him to accept an untrue Dhamma. Because of this, he praises himself and disparages others. Thus, any virtue he formerly had is abandoned and corrupt conduct is substituted. So this wrong view, wrong intention, wrong speech, opposition to noble ones, convincing another to accept untrue Dhamma, and self-praise and disparagement of others, these unwholesome states thus come into being with wrong view as their consideration. Now about this a wise man consider thus: if there is no causality, then on dissolution of the body this good person will have made himself safe enough. But if there is causality, then on dissolution of the body after death he will reappear in a state of deprivation, in an unhappy destination, in perdition, even in hell. Now whether or not the word of these good recluses and Brahmins is true, let me assume there is no causality. This person is censured by the wise as an immoral person, one of wrong view who holds the doctrine of non-causality. Then this person has made an unlucky choice on two counts. He is censured by the wise in the here and now, and on the dissolution of the body after death, he will reappear in a state of deprivation, perdition, even in hell. He has wrongly accepted and undertaken this incontrovertible teaching in such a way it extends only to one belief and excludes the correct alternative. Now, householders, for those recluses and Brahmins whose doctrine and view is this: there is cause and condition for the deformed beings. They experience pleasure and pain in the 6 classes. It is to be expected they will avoid the 3 unwholesome states. They will practice the 3 wholesome states. Why is that? Because these good recluses and Brahmins see in unwholesome states the danger, degradation and defilement, and in the wholesome states they see the blessings of renunciation and the aspect of cleansing. So, since there actually is causality, one who holds this view, has right intention, and if he says there is causality, he has right speech. Also, he is not opposed to those arahants who say there is causality, and if he convinces another there is causality, then he convinces him to accept true Dhamma. And because he convinces another to accept true Dhamma, he does not praise himself nor disparage others. Thus, any corrupt conduct he previously had is abandoned and pure virtue is substituted. So this right view, right intention, right speech, non-opposition to noble ones, convincing another to accept true Dhamma, and the avoidance of self-praise and disparagement of others, these several wholesome states thus come into being with right view as their cause. A wise man considers thus: if there is causality, then on dissolution of the body after death, this good person will reappear in a happy destination, even in the heavenly world. Now, whether or not the world of those good recluses and Brahmins is true, let me assume that there is no causality. Even so, this good person is praised in the here and now by the wise as a virtuous person, one with right view who holds the doctrine of causality. On the other hand, if there is causality, then this person has made a lucky choice on 2 counts. He is praised by the wise in the here and now, and on dissolution of the body after death, he will reappear in a happy destination, even in the heavenly world. He has rightly accepted and undertaken this incontrovertible teaching in such a way that it covers both eventualities and excludes the unwholesome alternative. Now that ends the section on the doctrine of non-causality in Majjhima Nikaya number 60. Thanks for watching.